51 seats, 7 states. That's what at stake in Phase 5, the Lok Sabha elections 2019. It's going to be a do-or-die battle for political heavyweights, including Congress President Rahul Gandhi, who has to save the Gandhi bastion from a feisty Smriti Irani. There's Sonia Gandhi in Rai Bareli. You've also got Rajnath Singh seeking votes. The NDA had won 40, the UPA 3 and TMC 7 of the 51 seats that have gone to vote today. Can that performance be repeated? The answer is a resounding no, given all the political equations that seem to have changed since 2014. We're going to be discussing that and a lot more in this edition of the India Development Debate, including the unfortunate bouts of violence, the sporadic violence that has been reported today, particularly in West Bengal as well as Jammu and Kashmir. Good evening and welcome to the India Development Debate. I'm Nayantara Rai. Let me now introduce my panelists to you. Sagrika Ghosh in our studios, consulting editor with the Times of India. Vineet Goenka, the member and ex-national co-convener of the IT cell for the Bharatiya Janata Party. We're also being joined by Salman Anis Soos, the national spokesperson for the Congress. Sagrika, I'll come to you first, and I'm doing that because you've been so busy traveling. It's been quite difficult to get you in our studios. You're back from Uttar Pradesh. So give us a sense of what you have been sensing. And, you really have been traveling a lot. Phase 5 done. You got 2 more phases that are left. A lot of people now do believe that, BJP is feeling reinvigorated and Congress is coming to terms with the reality that maybe it didn't consolidate the way it should have.
Nayantara, I've been on the road now for almost 6 weeks, and I can tell you this election is happening state by state. It's a very diverse election. It's a complex election. In the south, we saw that there really isn't a big Modi wave there. The BJP, not much of a player in the south. In the west, we're seeing a lot of rural distress, farmers' distress. That might manifest itself in poll results. In the east, it's a complicated picture. Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah making a very spirited attempt to break into seats in Odisha and Bengal. But it really is in the Hindi heartland where we are situated now in this current 5th phase, where the battle has been joined. And here we see the BJP looking confident. Here we see the BJP with a spring in its step. Because remember, this is its bastion. These are the fortresses here in the Hindi heartland that the BJP will be looking to defend in this particular phase. 51 seats, I beg your pardon, going to polls today, of which the BJP won as many as 39. They won all 4 in Jharkhand, they won all 7 in Madhya Pradesh, they won 12 out of the 14 seats in Uttar Pradesh. So the BJP really stormed through this particular belt that is going to the polls today, and they'll be looking to guard those fortresses. Now, up against the BJP this time, we have the very formidable alliances that have been created. The alliance of the Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party, the Gathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh, is a formidable alliance up against the BJP. Also another formidable alliance is the RJD, HAM, RLSP alliance, the Maha alliance, the Grand Alliance in Bihar. That is also a formidable alliance. In Jharkhand as well, we have the RJD-led alliance with the JMM. So there are formidable alliances that are up against the BJP. But I would say, Nayantara, that traveling all over the Hindi belt as well as in the south, I would say the popularity of Mr. Narendra Modi is really the X factor here. He's immensely popular. However much, there may be anti-incumbency against the BJP MPs, there may be anti-incumbency against BJP governments, but the popularity of Mr. Narendra Modi is unquestioned. And I believe that is going to be the X factor in these elections, because there is a tremendous personality cult that the Prime Minister has built around himself, particularly after Pulwama, Balakot. And remember, this is also a highly media-saturated election. Everybody's on WhatsApp, social media, mainstream media, memes, videos. People are in a media 360 universe, and in this media 360 universe, Mr. Narendra Modi's personality tends to dominate.
It is a personality, X factor, Narendra Modi. We know that's perhaps what led to the BJP's tsunami in 2014. The question is, has that been maxed out in 2019? Vineet Goenka, if I can come to you, at 7 p.m. today, the Prime Minister at a rally has said that he challenges the Congress to fight the remaining phases of election in the name of Rajiv Gandhi. You have often accused the Congress party of saying, Rafale is such a non-issue. Why are you talking about Rafale? So I've got to ask you this. What is all of this invoking Rajiv Gandhi all about? Is that the only way that, your party and your prime ministerial candidate has figured to attack Rahul Gandhi to stop any possible allegations that he keeps talking about? And, will talking about Rajiv Gandhi bring you votes?
So it's not about votes, but we'll have to remind the people of the country how there was a corruption in Bofors. And when there was a corruption of Bofors, it led to the morale down of the armed forces and the bureaucracy, so that there was no deals been done for decades. And the armed forces suffered because there was no arms being supplied. The state-of-art technology which were available in the market are not been given to them. Generally, there is a 40-40-30 principle which is used in technology. 40 latest, 40 which current, and 30 which is outgoing technology in the armed forces. But unfortunately, when we took the government in 2014, it was 0, 20, 80% of outdating technology. And that's why you see many places we had to compromise the decisions to be taken. And I think we should name and shame the people who were responsible for the corruption those days. These were the formation days of the country. Had there was no corruption in Bofors those days, you would not have seen this kind of situation today. So I think probably it is appropriate to invoke Rajiv Gandhi's involvement in Bofors and why the subsequent governments did not do this. Also, if you see the way the culprits were allowed to leave the country, they were never brought back. And in the current case, if you see in Augusta Westland case, Christian Mishra has been brought back. He has been given justice. He will name the people who are involved. See the National Herald case. There are acquisition, there are charge sheet been filed. The culprits are on bail right now. Why the previous government never did that? So that all questions have to be brought in. And we also want answers. What was Rajiv Gandhi meaning when he said, मैं ₹1 भेजता हूँ और 15 पैसा नीचे पहुँचता है? क्यों नहीं किया कुछ आपने? जिस तरह से now we have done Aadhaar linking, we have brought transparency in direct benefit transfer, and you see that when you send ₹1 reaches that sister. हमारी पार्टी सच की पार्टी है जो माँ बहन बेटी की पार्टी है, नॉट माँ बेटी की पार्टी है. माँ बहन बेटी मतलब क्या? व्हाट डज यू मीन बाय मदर वाइफ, मदर सिस्टर एंड डॉटर? See the toilets for sisters, gas for sisters, and also if you see the way protection has been given under maternity leave. So here we have maa, behan and beti, and there it is only maa and beta. So maa and beta both have to answer. Maa, beta and behan has to answer. What did Rajivji did?
Ma, Beta and Behan have to answer for Rajiv Gandhi, who was assassinated in 1991. Salman Soz, where is this election going? It started with Rafale, which everybody said was a non-issue. I think we've discussed that enough on every edition of the India development debate. We've talked about national security. We have talked about freebies that are being handed out to the poor. So while there are lack of real issues, is the Congress finding itself on a back foot? Because now when you raise Rafale, they've decided to attack Rahul Gandhi's father. That's clear strategy just to get you all to stop talking about Rafale. How successful a strategy is this going to turn out to be? Have you been caught on the back foot?
I think the Prime Minister's despicable comments about the former Prime Minister who was killed by terrorists basically shows that there is no depth that Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah and the BJP will not come in order to hang on to power. But you see, Indian people are inherently decent. They see the indecency of Prime Minister Modi when he invokes Rajiv Gandhi's name. And by the way, Mr. Goenka and the BJP should also tell the people of the country that, which they don't really tell them, is that the High Court during Mr. Vajpayee's time, which was the BJP government, dismissed Bofors charges. They don't tell people that, and the reason is simple. Mr. Modi will talk about anything but 15 lakhs in a bank account. He won't talk about jobs. He won't talk about farmers' distress. He won't talk about the crushing blow of demonetization on small businesses. He will not talk about the madness of GST because he's a failed prime minister. He's an incompetent person. He came from Gujarat telling us about how he's going to be a big, decisive leader, and he's going to transform the economy, do in 60 months what others did not do in 60 years. And where are we now? We're not talking about the economy. We're not talking about young people and their aspirations. We're not talking about jobs. We're not talking about doubling farmers' income. We're just basically moving from one issue to another. Just the other day, he insulted the entire armed forces by saying that their
having
fast
said that,
operations were like
and this is why Salman, so if I could just interject you there, and apologies for doing so, and this is precisely the questions that have been leveled against the Congress party. Now, with all of this going on, what was your party doing, especially over the last 5 years, besides saying don't vote for Modi, he's a terrible person, vote for the Congress party, the grand old party, and we're going to do the freebies. We don't have a game plan from either party when it, for example, comes to jobs. We have about free handouts, we have about nationalism. Having said that, Sagrika, if I could come to you now. So you have this kind of a narrative, but you're saying that Narendra Modi, despite everything, whether it is demonetization, whether it is 15 lakhs not reaching a bank account, is still very, very popular. And, the indication seems to be that he is ahead when it comes to battle 2019. Having said that, if I could now get a little specific with you and talk to you about Amethi. It's a high-octane battle. Even if Rahul Gandhi wins by whatever margin and he beats Smriti Irani, it has certainly been a big fight that she has put up. Today, of course, she has leveled charges of booth capturing. A lot of people saying that, is that her way of safeguarding herself in case Rahul Gandhi does win? It is a Gandhi bastion. It will be a deadly blow. He has, of course, stood from Wayanad. How are you reading this battle? It's certainly been a very interesting one.
It has been, Nayantara, and I would say that, while I say that Mr. Modi is very popular, I have to also say that it's also backed up by a tremendous media machine. No other opposition party actually at the moment has that kind of resources or have that kind of power to mount the media machine that is actually behind Mr. Narendra Modi. And I don't mean mainstream media as just, it's also social media, it's WhatsApp, it's all that entire machine. But having said that, coming to Uttar Pradesh, Nayantara, I would say that as far as Amethi is concerned, yes, we saw those charges being leveled by Ms. Smriti Irani today. I don't think there's a realistic chance of Mr. Rahul Gandhi losing. Frankly, that is my gut. But, who knows? In politics, nothing is impossible. Maybe he will lose. Maybe he's gone to Wayanad because he's unsure of his margins here in Amethi. That's hypothetical. From my point of view, having been to Amethi since 1995, it is a complete Gandhi bastion. I don't see Rahul Gandhi losing, although, we have to bear in mind that Smriti Irani has whittled away at his margins. In fact, the last time in 2014, he won by barely, he won by barely 1 lakh votes. So, as well as earlier, he had been winning by 2 lakh votes or 2.5 lakh votes. So, she's been bringing his margin down. And I think she's an indefatigable campaigner. She's gone there. She's been to Amethi often. She regularly goes there. She's made it her home. She's worked that constituency. So, credit to her that she's taking on Rahul Gandhi in his family bastion. But having said that, I don't think there is a realistic chance that Rahul Gandhi is actually going to lose Amethi. Because, let's face it, Mayawati has given the call that the Bahujan voters should vote for him. SP and BSP have left that seat blank. Remember, in 2014, he was up against Kumar Vishwas as well as a BSP candidate. So it was a four-cornered fight. This time, it's a direct one-to-one with Smriti Irani, in which I think Rahul is comfortably poised. But, the larger question, Nayantara, is what game actually was the Congress playing in Uttar Pradesh? Those of us who are political watchers and analysts cannot figure this out. What was the Congress trying to do? Is the Congress trying to
party doing, Salman?
defeat the BJP or trying to harm the Gathbandhan? Because they put up very strong candidates.
Even for example, West Bengal, for that matter, even in West Bengal, I'm bringing up West Bengal since West Bengal also went to vote today. Salman, so what was your political party doing? I remember when the first list came out for Uttar Pradesh and how the Congress said, and 7 seats will be shared between the Samajwadi Party and the BSP. A lot had been said about the arrogance of the Congress Party. You often talk about how Narendra Modi is not good at alliance management. Can you seriously say that the Congress is any good at it today in 2019? Let's not invoke history. What have you done in Uttar Pradesh? What have you done in West Bengal?
Well, first of all, why do you only talk about Uttar Pradesh? Why don't you talk about Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar? Why don't you talk about all these states
where we have alliances?
I mean, I think this
whole
obsession about Uttar Pradesh and Congress is not a good alliance partner. I'm sorry. No, wait a second. Wait a second.
So because of the sheer number of seats, all roads to New Delhi, they say go from Uttar Pradesh. You have handled, you've botched up Uttar Pradesh.
Listen to me. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Maharashtra has 48 seats. Tamil Nadu has 39 seats. Kerala has 20 seats. Karnataka has 28 seats. Bihar has 40 seats. We have alliances in all of these places. Jharkhand has 14 seats. Jammu and Kashmir has 6 seats, and in the northeast we have alliances as well. Now in Uttar Pradesh, like the Congress president said, he was open to an alliance, but it seems that the SP and the BSP had other ideas. So we are a political party. We have a responsibility to our workers. I mean, we're not just going to leave the field and say, okay, these guys are not willing to form an alliance, and let's just anyway leave everything to them. That is not possible. That is not going to be possible for the Congress party. The Congress party has realized that in order for us to protect this country, we have to fight for every inch in this country. And that is what we are trying to do. And by the way,
in 2019, the Congress is fighting for the least number of seats.
In UP, we have.
Salman Soz, in 2019, the Congress party is fighting for the least number of seats. In the direct fight that you could be against the BJP, where you really needed to get your alliance partners together, for example, in Uttar Pradesh or West Bengal, those are the ones I'm talking about. Yes, you're riding on the DMK in Tamil Nadu, but that's not because, you did something really fantastic in alliance management. Both the BJP and the Congress always ride on either DMK and the AIDMK, and you both take turns on who's going to win. So don't bring that up. I'm talking to you going into 2019, what you could have done from the front foot, which was not done.
But you are making my point. This is we're fighting on the least number of seats that we ever fought on, and that means we have actually built alliances now where there was no possibility because the others don't play. You see, tali hai ek haath se nahi bajti. So we have done the best we could under the circumstances, and even in Uttar Pradesh, by the way, we have fought strategically. Where we feel that we have a good chance, we have put up strong candidates, and we'll see what happens in other seats. But our objective is not to harm potential allies in the future. Our goal is to defeat the BJP, and that is what we are trying to do.
Okay, Sagar, you wanted to come in, and then I just
want to put to Mr. Salman Soz that has the Congress invested enough political capital in this particular election in the areas where you are in that direct fight with the BJP? Because, and I come down to it, the Modi wave is based on the destruction of the Congress. As you know, the 282 seats that the BJP won, 167 of those 282 seats were taken from direct fights with the Congress. Those are the seats the BJP took away from the Congress. So it's the fall of the Congress that has led to the rise of the BJP. The Congress fell from 206 to 44 and the BJP rose to 282. So you needed to strike in those direct seats. It was in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, in Gujarat. That's where you needed to have the fights. Instead, we saw Rahul Gandhi in UP, in Kerala, in Andhra, in places where the opposition to the BJP was already being mounted by the regional parties. In the direct contest seats where the BJP and you are going head to head, that is where the BJP strikes. That is where the BJP wins. Those are the seats you needed to win back. And that is where you did not, I'm sorry to say in this election, invest enough political capital.
But Sagarika, what you do not have yet is the result of May 23rd. In all of the states that you're talking about, we see BJP losses. We see heavy BJP losses in all of these states. In Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand, in Rajasthan, in Gujarat. By the way, in Maharashtra, we are on the comeback trail.
How can you be sure of heavy BJP losses?
Extremely tight between the NDA and the UPA. Very tight fight. You will see. I mean, that's the thing. How can you be sure that the Congress is going to be losing everywhere? We're not going to be losing. That's the whole thing.
So you
BJP
where was Mr. Rahul Gandhi where was Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Rajasthan? Why didn't he even go to Kashmir? Your home state. Why didn't Rahul Gandhi even once go to Kashmir? There's an important seat over there in Anantnag that Rahul Gandhi needed to campaign in. Why didn't he go to Kashmir? We didn't see him much in Gujarat. We didn't see him much in Madhya Pradesh. We saw him in Kerala. We saw him in Andhra. We saw him in UP.
But maybe Sagarika, just maybe, we are fighting according to a strategy that we feel is relevant for a particular state. That is how we are doing it. We're doing it state by state. And what works in one state may not work in, by the way, in Kashmir,
okay, so
Mr. Gandhi doesn't need to go.
Saying your strategy,
our PCC president, is likely to win the Anantnag seat.
So why should
So
he
you
not
think
go?
that so you think the prime ministerial candidate should not go to Kashmir, which is such a sensitive state, and where you have seen bouts of violence as well? Is that what you're saying today on ET Now?
But no, I'm not. No, but you see, he has traveled across the length and breadth of this country. And by the way, this election, you're focusing on these particular days. What about the months? The months, literally the months that he's been traveling across the country. This campaign has not started for him on April 18th. This campaign has started last year. He's been barnstorming across the country. So I think you may have missed that, but that's what's going on in this country right now. That is the reason we are confident.
Okay, so you're confident that come May 23rd, the Congress is going to bounce back from 44 seats to what, Salman Soos, 100, 120? Do you want to put a figure?
23rd. For what?
23rd.
For our
That's his
seats?
figure.
Okay, fair enough.
120?
We need
That's
going. If I
nothing.
could not just.
That's
Yes.
nothing.
But 120 is nothing. What are you projecting?
200.
I'm not going to predict anything. I'm only saying that Prime Minister Modi is not going to be Prime Minister Modi come May 23rd.
Vineet Goenka, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not going to be Prime Minister come May 23rd. Today we saw an interview by Ram Madhav as well, for the first time ever talking about alliances, how you may not see a simple majority, which is something that your Prime Minister and all the Prime Minister in all of the rallies has been saying otherwise, talking about simple majority. The Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has been tweeting about it, blogging about it, as is Nitin Gadkari, as is Piyush Goyal. But now you're someone so senior from the BJP alluding to something totally different. Did something happen in the last couple of days?
Nayanthara ji, it's 7:22 and I have heard this interesting conversation between you three for last 22 minutes. Allow me few seconds to complete my point. I think probably Congress does not read reports and they don't understand economics. As your channel is seen by CEOs and senior people from the corporate, I would like to talk about why they will be rooted out in 2019 and why we will come in. I will take you back to 2006 when H.K. Khan committee report was written. It was about how many people have banking access. And you know, the report clearly mentioned 60% of Indians don't have banking access. The Singh Rangarajan committee also talked about how it should be given. It took 8 years. The great economist Manmohan Singh ji never did anything for 8 years, 2006 to 2014. It took Narendra Modi to come in the power, and then he brought in Jan Dhan Yojana. And this way, now 97% of Indians have banking access. You understand this difference because you are a business channel and your audience is business people. They would understand what does it mean by cash economy and a true banking economy. Number two, Rajiv Gandhi ji said that he sends 1 rupee and only 15 paisa reaches. He acknowledged that he loses 85% in the leakage. A CEO or a business person will always like to clinch the leakages so that there is no leakages. The bottom line automatically comes up. Even if your top line does not go up, if you clinch your revenues, if you clinch your leakages, you are making profits. So probably that's the reason we introduced transparency through Aadhaar, direct benefit transfers. And if you see, Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile delivered 90,000 crore rupees saving in the economy because we could transfer 1 rupee to my sister who is there waiting in the rural area. And that's the victory which was brought to the country by Narendra Modi. And I think that's why in place of माँ, बेटा and बहन, माँ, बहन और बेटी हमको vote करेगी. I think I have appropriately answered Salman ji, and he can educate us why 2006 report of H.K. Khan committee was not taken seriously by the then Prime Minister.
You
Why did
started
it
by
take
talking
8
about
years to
Ma,
implement this
Ben
economic
and Beta,
reform?
and you know, you started with Ma, Behan and Beta, and I think that's how you do want to end it. My producer is telling me we are out of time. Salman, I know you want to come in, but unfortunately we're completely out of time, and Vineet is right. We did let you talk a lot more on this side of the show, so it wouldn't be fair for me to bring you in at this juncture, but we're going to get going, and you're going to be back on May 23rd. All of you will be back on May 23rd, where we're going to be analyzing the results live right here on ET Now. With that, wrap on this leg of this India Development Debate Edition. Stay tuned to ET Now.